What's up YouTube, it's your boy Bernard for reals, and on this video I'll be sharing with you guys a step-by-step process on how you can get above 90 in your Krok 1. This is basically what I did to get 96 in my own exam, and I hope you get the same result and even more in yours. So guys, don't miss out. Now, what the hell is Krok 1? Krok 1 is basically the first installment of 3 exams in medical school here in Ukraine. Krok 1 is written in your 3rd year, Krok 2 is written in your 6th year, and Krok 3 is written if you have intentions of actually specializing here in Ukraine. Now, enough with the whole intro. Now let's get into what you really came for. And please, if you like this video, don't forget to like, and if you like this type of content, please don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get into it. First of all, you need to believe you can do it. There's a verse in the Bible which I like so much: faith without works is dead. Now I paraphrase it to also mean work without faith is also dead. Since all truths are parallel, you need to first believe you can do it to actually do the things required to do it. Because if you as a person do not believe you can do something, you will not be motivated, or should I say you will not have the drive to actually go and reach for that thing, because deep down in your head you feel it's a waste of time. Why bother? Because I do not see myself getting this. Because you might feel you do not see yourself getting it in a long shot, so you will not actually put in the effort to actually go get it. Also try to avoid those people who actually impose self-limiting thoughts and self-limiting beliefs in your mind. The next point on this video is starting early. Now, if you watch my previous video, I actually talked about this idea of starting early. Now, I personally, when preparing for my exams, I started like a year before. Like I said earlier, I'm not saying you should start a year before, but at least give yourself time, enough time to prepare. Because in medicine, some concepts are actually pretty complex, and truth be told, you may need to like burn some midnight candles to actually understand it. And if you don't have enough time to actually give that concept or topic the time it requires, you may never truly grasp what the whole concept is all about, and that could actually really affect your test taking skills in the long run. And also, compared to when you're studying 4 months before an exam, quick fact about stress: when you're stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. This hormone, cortisol, it affects a part of your brain known as the hippocampus. Now, hippocampus is a part of the brain that is mostly concerned with storing long-term memory, and when that part of your brain is hampered by cortisol, you cannot really store things in the long term effectively. That's why stress reading is the worst type of reading ever. So guys, start early. Now, another point is prepare for your classes. Please do not be deceived thinking or hearing someone say that classes don't matter for Krok. They do. Your classes, Krok exam in itself is basically an assessment of what you are being taught in class. Now, how can you say that? Like for real? Like really? Now, studying for each class, if you can, which I advise you should, it actually adds another layer to your foundation, overall foundation. You can be in first year, 2nd year. I mean, each class actually does matter because it adds a layer to what of your basic fundamental understanding of like medical school, like as in a whole, basically. And if at some point a layer in that foundation is hampered, or there's a huge gap in that foundation, it's gonna affect your ability to actually answer questions in Krok in the long run, because the Krok is basically an assessment of what you're taught in class. That's basically the crux of Krok, to actually assess what you're being taught in class. And I'm actually not gonna sound like I do not know or I do not understand what could possibly happen. I mean, you could have a teacher that is some way. Just what I've observed, if you notice a teacher is not so serious, my dear, don't follow the teacher to fall inside well. Like, please try your best to personally, on your own, at least know what is going on for each class. At least, even if you did not like really go deep down, like spend 8 hours on a topic, at least know what is going on. Because honestly, if you have a gap in your knowledge, and you multiply this gap by a whole semester in a particular subject or a particular topic, like to actually bridge that gap in future when you're actually about to write Krok, it's going to be very difficult, and yeah, it's gonna hurt. So to avoid biting the dust like a lot of people do, please try and study for each class. You could be in 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, even especially 3rd year, because I mean, you're going to be doing pharmacology, pathways. Actually, the Jagabans in Krok are actually in 3rd year. So please try not to miss I'll try to study for each class. The fourth point is find your tribe. Now, what do I mean by tribe? Tribe is basically a group of people who share your vision of acing Krok. In essence, this is basically networking and connecting with people who want the same thing as you. There was one interesting quote. It goes like this: if you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. Now, personally, I don't think I would have had the mental wherewithal or the fortitude to actually maintain a consistent pace of studying a whole year if I do not have my study group. If you have a study group of people, you get to like communicate with people who like share your vision of like passing, of wanting to do well, of like not wanting to just be average, of actually acing the exam. Like, yeah, it honestly helps a lot. It all depends on how bad you guys really want it. So have a tribe, find a group of people who want to ace like you. And if you cannot find a group of people who want to ace, find people who are scared enough of failing to actually put in the work. Oh god, a tribe helps in the long run. The fifth point is practice, practice, practice. Truth be told, there are no two ways about it. I don't think you can score like a really high score without really practicing Krok questions, past questions from E-Neutron, from Dr. Ashik, from Test Krok. Actually practicing questions. Personally, at some point, I was even practicing Ukrainian-based questions. And also, I don't really mean to like brag or anything, but like during my time, I managed to finish all my bases for all 9 subjects. I managed to finish the booklets from 2003 to 2020 about 4 times, back to back. And I was about to enter my 5th before the exam. Now, I'm not saying this to like brag or anything, but I'm just trying to show, like, I'm just trying to tell you like what is required. If you're looking for a quick way to like passing Krok, there are if you really look, but like if you really want to like pass it and have your conscience clear, yeah, it's not easy. It's not really going to be easy. So try and practice as much as you can. Maybe 4 times back to back might be a bit of overkill, but like basically the whole idea, practice as much questions as possible. At some point during your practice, you get to a point where just by looking at the first line of the question, you already actually even know the answer before you even finish the question. And you get to actually, you get the ability to predict what they can actually ask you. And now, caution, a word of caution. I'm not saying you should cram past questions. That is not the point. What I'm saying, you should try. The only reason why you're practicing questions is to actually understand the concepts if you studied before. Now, I'm not saying you should do la cram, la pour, la forget. And hopefully you do not do the forgetting in the exam hall. No, try and understand. Honestly, understanding is key to actually really doing well in basically any exam. Understanding is key. Please try and understand as much as you can. Yeah. And the 6th point is prayer. Now, I heard a really interesting quote which has been in my mind for the longest time, which is work like an atheist, but pray like a fanatic. Because at the end of the day, it's not the smartest, it's not the strongest, it's not the fastest reader or the person with the highest IQ points or something that eventually succeeds. Honestly, it's just by the grace of God. And this reminds me of what Apostle Paul said in Romans chapter 9 verse 16, I believe, which says, it's not by he that willeth or runneth, but by the Lord that showeth mercy. So at the end of the day, honestly, no matter what you believe in, there is a supreme being that governs basically everything down to success or failure. So honestly, just try and, even if it's just a small word of prayer, like, hey, man upstairs, I'm about to write this exam. I've tried my best. Please do the rest. Like, honestly, like personally, that's what this is subjective. This is what I did. So people have different techniques and they've gotten higher marks. Kudos to them. But personally, this is what I did, and hopefully, I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you transcend what I did or what I got and even get something higher, even get 100 if possible. At this point in time, the ball is in your court. I think there's so much you can do in a YouTube video I just hope this is helpful to you, honestly. Like, I just hope you gain something to actually do well. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. And question of the day, if you have any points you think I left out in this video, please mention on the comments down below. And if you like this video, please like, and if you like this type of content, please subscribe, and remember to always keep it real. Bye guys.